Making custom campaigns is freaking hard. It takes incredible creativity and a ton of time. In StarCraft 2, one of the biggest obstacles for modders isn't actually making the campaign, but all the support features. Mission select menus, upgrade interfaces, loading between maps. It takes a huge amount of time and effort to build these things, and the average player only spends about 20 seconds on them each mission. After all that's done, the campaign gets shoved into this mess of an interface and just hopes to be found. It's not a good system for players or for modders. So I decided it was time to fix it. Earlier this year, the modder Mindhawk, famous for his Reverse Wings Liberty campaign, sent me a message. He figured out how to run custom campaigns through the normal campaign client in StarCraft 2. Things like unlocking planets, the armory, tracking bonus objectives, and evolutions is taken care of automatically. All the modder has to do is make the maps. And so we gave it a test run, and Mindhawk's Challenge Gauntlet was born. A series of trials in Wings of Liberty designed to make me suffer. It was a huge amount of fun, and even more pain. Everybody had a good time. Well, mostly everybody. But most importantly, each map took Mindhawk a few hours to make, down from the multiple days that normal development calls for. With this test being so successful, I knew I couldn't keep it to myself. I reached out to my friend Ace, and we got to work. A few months later, the Giant Grant Games Custom Campaign Manager was born. With this free app, you can play custom mods for any of the 4 official campaigns easily. I'll give some more instructions on how to use it at the end, but it's as easy as drag and drop. No digging into StarCraft files and folders, no messy business. But how do you get it? The StarCraft Custom Mod Manager is available for free for everyone. All you have to do is join the official Discord server below. But of course, a mod manager is pointless without any mods, so what exactly do we have to offer on this initial launch? We currently have 6 separate custom campaigns that I've tested, with an additional 4 on the way. Right now they're all Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm, though Legacy of the Void stuff will be releasing soon, I promise. But a promise of quality isn't enough. Let's take a look at what each of these campaigns has going on for itself. If you're interested in seeing full playthroughs of these, you can check out my second channel, Giant Grant Games Archives. It used to be a place where I randomly dropped my Twitch VODs, but recently I've shifted towards making custom content specifically for the channel, including a lot of these runs. First up is Real Scale Wings of Liberty made by the Real Rhyme. If you've seen my video on it, you know exactly what to expect. Zerglings are plenty, Ultralisks are horrifying, and the Protoss are the size of literal maps. When I played through the mod, there was a set planet order, but with the power of the Custom Campaign Manager, you can now pick your own path. If you want to charge headfirst into the Purifier mothership, feel free. If soloing Uberthors with Tosh is more your style, go for it. If it's ever too hard, you always have the opportunity to pull back and head somewhere else. After blasting Kerrigan with some real scale battlecruisers, maybe you'd like to check out the smaller side of real scale. Well, now you can, with the newly released Heart of the Swarm made by Orca Warrior. This is where we all collectively learned that the control group size in StarCraft is actually capped at 500, meaning that full Zerg armies take not 1, not 2, but up to 3 groups to move around. It's actually insane. Because Rhyme had already taken the time to build the base real scale mod, Orca was able to expand on it, creating some truly incredible things. Warfield's real scale nukes on old soldiers are a thing of beauty. And the Gorgon battlecruiser, yes, the Gorgon battlecruiser, is a sight to behold. The Primal Zerg level up and increases size as they eat through your swarm, and of course, the shuttles on Kaldir have a bit more of an impressive escort. And isn't summoning the Leviathan Kerrigan's ultimate ability? Well, I'm not going to show that one off. You're going to have to play it yourself to see. Both Real Scale Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm can be played on all game difficulties, but they're not balance tested on anything below Brutal. But what if you want something harder than Brutal? Well, I have just the thing for you. Designed by me and implemented by the Real Rhyme is Wings of Liberty Nightmare Edition. Nightmare is not some meme difficulty that warps in motherships to kill you at the 2-minute mark to pretend that it's hard. And it's not a total campaign reversion. It's a genuine attempt at creating what would be a Blizzard-like difficulty above Brutal. Each of the missions are given small sets of unique tweaks to make things more challenging. For example, on the Devil's Playground, the enemy now sends drop overlords to attack the player while the lava is raised. And on Media Blitz, the enemy no longer sits around after the sneak attack destroys their base and instead slowly starts to rebuild. On missions like the Dig, where you face the Tal'Darim, you now face actual Tal'Darim units. The Vanguard, Wrathwalker, and Ascendant are horrifying. The drill's gonna have to do a bit of overtime to keep you safe. There are also more general AI tweaks. Enemy units properly use their abilities, Marines will stim, Templar will feed back on energy users, and battlecruisers will fire their Yamato cannon. Enemy attacks have been slightly offset with a random modifier, so players cannot just memorize when and where everything hits, instead being forced to dynamically defend. This makes things like the sensor tower significantly more valuable. And the later stages of enemy attacks have been beefed up. Wings of Liberty had a problem where enemy attacks stop improving pretty quickly, and then they hit with the same thing over and over. Now they'll keep growing and improving as time goes on. There are a few balance changes, specifically to try to make horrible units like the Wraith, Predator, and Firebat more viable choices while bringing down the absolute absurdity of the siege tank. And finally are the boss fights. No longer will you be disappointed by an inept Purifier mothership who can't fight back. Heroic and elite enemies are truly obstacles to be overcome. Oh, and we removed all the cheeses from the missions. No drop pods and nuke gimmicks to win now. You gotta play it legit. But maybe Nightmare is a bit too much. What about something a bit sillier? Well, the Wings of Liberty Randomizer might be right up your alley. Are you tired of Marines and siege tanks being too strong of a defensive line? How about loading your Banelings and Quilgore into a bunker? See how they'll do. The Wings of Liberty Randomizer, made by Synergy, works on a pretty simple principle. I took every unit in the game, divided them into different groups, and those groups replace your normal units when you build. When you order a cheap unit, you might get a Marine, some Zerglings, or a Baneling. Need some more firepower? Head over to the factory and you might find yourself building a Ravager, an Archon, or even a Warhound. But of course the spiciest stuff can only be found in the Mercenary compound. You might get some Nerazim Dark Templar, a Tauren Marine, or maybe even something a bit more hybrid. The Wings of Liberty Randomizer is not a hard mod, but it's absolutely a blast. Somehow the mod manages to simultaneously have zero strategy and unlock incredible potential for impromptu plays at the same time. It's a wonderful romp and a lot of fun. And as it should be, the Heart of the Swarm Randomizer takes this idea and evolves it. Made by Kit, this mod takes everything that was fun about the previous entry and dials it up to 11. Every swarm needs a queen, and today our swarm is going to be led by Tychus. Nice. Each mission rolls from a pool of 16 heroes, all who level up just like Kerrigan would, gaining increased health, armor, and damage. In addition to all your forces being randomized, the enemy's getting a little bit in on the action as well. The Eradicator and Labrat is looking a bit funny today, and the Gorgon Battlecruiser sure got a fancy paint job. My favorite part about the Heart of the Swarm Randomizer is finding out which hero you get a disproportionately large amount of the time. For me, it was Stukov, which was honestly pretty great. Sorry to whoever keeps getting Stetman though, I feel really bad for you, I honestly do. And finally, we have the mod that started it all, Mindhawk's Challenge Gauntlet. Just a fair warning, Mindhawk does not take the term challenge lightly. While this mod is designed to work on all difficulties, Brutals often dips its toe into Nightmare difficulty levels. Each mission in Wings of Liberty is given a unique twist. Sometimes the hero Rames Janer has the statistics of a normal Marine. Sometimes the Draken Laser Drill is just not operating today. And sometimes Mengsk remembers that he's totally cool with nuking his own planet. And sometimes Zeratul just won't shut up. The Gauntlet is an even split between memes, twists on missions, and pain. I love each and every one of these custom campaigns, and I'm incredibly excited to be able to share them with you. In order to play, all you have to do is head over to the Giant Grant Games custom campaign Discord below, download the campaign manager, and follow the index to whatever mod you'd like to play. Unzip and run the manager, then drag and drop the zipped campaign onto it. That's it, you're done. It should pop up as the active campaign right here. And if it does, you can now open StarCraft, head into the campaign interface, and it'll play. If not, it'll be in this drop-down menu. Pick it, click select to activate, and you should be good to go. And when you're done and want to convert back to normal, all you have to do is close StarCraft, click the Restore to Unmodified button, and everything will be back to normal. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful time with this. We put in a ton of effort, and I'm really proud of what we came up with. If people like this, there will be a ton more to come. Good luck and have fun. Peace!